Hey, what's up, everybody? Just wanted to check in and share this message today because I had this thought in my mind. But I asked before we get into that, everybody, please check out the captions. Please like and share, as well as get connected with me on the platform so we can stay connected and continue to build. Now, today I wanted to talk about this disconnect that exists between parents and a young person, regardless of what the ages are, right? There's always room to rebuild and reconnect and get stronger in your relationship with each other. I want to talk about my dad today. Now, in my relationship with my dad, it was a little bit rocky when I was a lot younger because my dad abandoned me early in my life and ended up going to prison and spending most of my youth locked up. And because of that, I had bitterness in my heart. He never rescued me from poverty or nothing like that. A lot of times when I, think about it, times that I wanted to go to sporting events and stuff like that, he wasn't there. There's just a lot of different things that I had bitterness in my heart with him about. I also felt some kind of way because he never got back with my mom. And so a lot of the gaps that was left open in my family structure, I was left to fill those gaps as a young man coming up because he wasn't there. He spent time with other women and he didn't have time to spend with me. But a lot of his focus was really around just getting his life together and getting his self in order so he didn't have to risk going back to prison. But I want to also tell you this. To me, my dad was dope. My dad was dope to me for a number of different reasons. Number one, he had bounce back in his life. He understood that he couldn't continue down the path that he was on or it was going to keep him out of my life. And not only that, but keep him from having a constructive life for himself. I also love the fact that my dad knew that regardless of what his absence was in my life, whenever he'd get reminders of that, he'd always be so apologetic and, it just felt, remorse about it. And I'd always be telling him, like, we good, man. You ain't got to keep bringing that up. But it mattered to him that he was absent and it hurt him. And it just helped me to feel like I wasn't stupid for forgiving him and moving on with our past behind us and getting the bitterness out of my heart towards him because he resented his absence in my life just as much as I did. Another thing about my dad is he became a great stepdad to my younger step siblings. He was there for them. He started taking them to church and bringing them to church. And then he not only would come to my church, but he also got reconciled in his relationship with God. He started taking on and accepting Christ in his life. And so for all of those reasons, and on top of that, the fact that, I was kind of resentful when he died because it hurt my daughters a lot. And it had, my nieces and nephews hurt because they had gotten accustomed to him being there. But that's a good thing that they were accustomed to him being in a life that he became a good pawpaw to them, that he was always there for my daughter's grandparents' day. He was always on time for all of her recitals. They really missed him because he had come to be such a great grandfather to them, never missed Christmas gifts for them, never missed anything going on in their life, coming by to see about them, talking to them, being there for my nieces and nephew when they had difficulty going on, always there for them. And so I just want to encourage everybody that regardless of how short life is or how difficult it takes for you to be able to come back in some of the struggles that you have in your relationship with your young person, number one, young person, be ready to forgive. And number two, be ready to, do your best to pick up your life and get it back in order because your kids ain't going to hold it against you once you get yourself together and you're ready to move on and be everything that they need you to be in their life in that season. They're going to love you for that. All right. Be reconciled and be blessed.